Lately, I have been so intrigued by how urbanization and this vast development that we're all witnessing right now impacts our society. I know that urbanization has positive effects, we all know that, but urbanization definitely has negative effects. And today's vlog, I want to focus on the effect of urbanization on mental health, specifically on how urbanization has affected the family structure, which has led to the increase of postpartum depression in countries that didn't used to practice Western culture. Urbanization has changed the family dynamic tremendously in countries that didn't practice Western culture. I know that in places like in Africa and Asia, the family was like a community. Nursing mothers were not seen as something that was a private affair. Motherhood was the responsibility of everyone in the community. But because of urbanization, of course, things have changed. We now see an increase in nuclear family structure as opposed to the extended family structure that we used to have back then. And because of the nuclear family structure, sometimes nursing mothers are denied the opportunity to benefit from the large social support that used to be there. Researchers have shown that some of the psychosocial risk factors that have led to an increase in postpartum depression is the lack of social support, which one thing I found interesting is the fact that the highest rate came from the lack of paternal involvement, which I believe makes sense when people now say we need to give men paternity leave. But because of urbanization, again, some men won't even take it. Why? Because they need to actually get money to feed the family, because urbanization have led to an increase in unemployment. However, one thing I find intriguing is the fact that the reason why paternal involvement is quite high is because men have been forced to take up the role that normally the community, the kinship usually did. Back then everyone, came to take care of the woman. But now, because of we don't have that support system, the husband has to be the one to take care of the woman. And if the husband is not around to be able to do that, maybe due to work and whatnot, it gets really, really difficult for the woman. If you look at China, we see that after the birth of a child, the woman is not allowed to do anything. The mother of the woman comes to visit the mother to take care of the woman, and this lasts for up to 4 weeks. That's a month. But apart from China, if you bring it back down to Africa, even Nigeria to be specific, in my land, Igbo land, we have a ritual called Omugwo. The Omugwo ritual means that when the woman gives birth, the mother of the woman comes to visit, or a family relative, comes to visit to take care of the woman, bath the woman and whatnot, to ensure that she doesn't stress herself during that period. Same thing again in the Yoruba land. In the Yoruba land, both the mother and the mother-in-law visits this woman and takes care of the woman after she has given birth. The mother actually leaves the woman after 40 days, whilst the mother-in-law stays there, maybe for 3 months or more, depending on the lifestyle of the couple. Same thing in Hausa land. In Hausa land, the woman even leaves the husband. She gives birth, she goes back to her family, and the mother and the family relatives that takes care of her for I think 3 months before she goes back to meet her husband. This postpartum ritual is also evident in other countries where Western cultures were not practiced, and it doesn't even mean that they were just limited to the mother's family. No, because again, it was an extended family setting back then. It wasn't just the mother-in-law or the mother of the woman that was there to take care of the child. They drew support from other women. What I really love about this ritual is the fact that it helps cushion the effect of childbirth, apart from the fact that we know that there's been research that shows that postpartum depression is higher with women, first mothers, young mothers, first-time mothers. This ritual helps cushion the effect of that. It's a huge change. So when the woman gives birth and she knows that there's going to be a lot of support for her, a woman is going to go there and bath the baby, take care of her. She's learning on the job. So the transition is, I won't say it's seamless, but it's easier than having nobody there to take care of you. So that is one thing I believe that the ritual has done to ensure that it reduces the anxiety that comes with being a first-time mother, which also helps reduce the rate of postpartum depression back then. But because of urbanization, there has been a decline in these practices. When your family is maybe in the United States and your mom is in Nigeria or something, so there's been a lot of friction. Everyone is working, everyone is looking for money. Very, very rarely do we see where they say there's a social support group where the woman is tapping into. And because we don't have that social support group anymore, we are trying to replicate the effect of what that thing gave us through orthodox drugs. It's no secret that so many people right now on antidepressants. We see children, even teenagers, that are prescribed antidepressants to take. And it's not like these medications don't work. Don't get me wrong. I know that medication is an important part of therapy. I know it works, but to what extent? What happens when we continue to pump our bodies with these drugs? If there are research that have shown us that just giving a woman, social support actually reduces the risk factor that would lead to postpartum depression. Why are we not talking about this? Let me even go into details with the Omugwu ritual that I spoke about, because that's one thing I'm really familiar with. In Igbo land, after a woman gives birth, the mother of the woman, or a family relative if the woman is not available, goes over to the woman's house. During this period when the mother is there, she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the woman, takes care of the child. The mother that just gave birth is not allowed to do any household chores. All she does is wake up, eat, feed her baby, go back to sleep, receive a few guests. During the Omugwu period, the mother is even expected to add weight because of the fact that all she's doing is resting and ensuring that she regains her energy back. The mom also prepares a certain ritual meal. So I love this meal. It's called Jim Miracle. Jim Miracle is yam pepper soup with like fish, and we have ofe nsala. Ofe nsala is like white soup. It's usually eaten with pounded yam, or you can add fish or whatever it is you want to add. These meals have spices, and the reason they use these very sizzling spices is because we believe that it actually helps enhance the production of breast milk. And also, I want to read this. It says it also removes blood clots from the nursing mother's body. It's just incredible. I know I don't think I ever thought that they knew something like that, but traditional knowledge works. There's also the water treatment, the hot water treatment and massages. The woman baths 2 or 3 times a day, and the grandmom massages the woman's abdominal and genital parts with this hot water. The massage is also done on the child. It's believed that if a baby is massaged with hot cloth, so not so hot that the baby is burning, but they use the hot cloth to massage the body, it helps structure the body of the baby, and it also makes them flexible. Omugwu typically lasts 3 months. This is the end of the ritual, but it doesn't mean this is the end of the support. Normally, back in the days, after the ritual, the woman goes to the market square and dances with the baby. This is the first time the public gets to see the child. However, due to Christianity, this ritual has been changed. It's now what we call the naming ceremony. It's done in churches, and after the naming ceremony, there's like a small reception for family and friends to come there, and that's when they hear the baby's name and all of that. However, in some places, this naming ceremony happens 14 days or less than 14 days after the woman gave birth, which to me I find so bizarre. I don't understand why a woman should be subjected to that. I don't think the woman's body has even healed 1%. The woman still needs rest. And planning an event like that, or having to receive so many guests, going outside and the stress and all that, I think puts too much pressure on women. So this is one thing that I believe maybe we need to look into and find a way to stop. Maybe it can become a small family gathering where you just have your pastor come into the house and bless the baby. It doesn't need to be a big affair, but that is how the Omugwu ritual goes. And I know they have the one for the Yoruba, the Hausa as well, and they're all very, very community based. You can see there's a close kinship kind of relationship in many of these cultures. This ritual helps foster intimacy, allowing the nursing mother know that she's not in this journey alone. This is something we keep talking about, womanhood and sisterhood, but this is the core of it. When a nursing mother, a first-time mother, whatever it is, knows that she's not in this journey alone, knows that she can call her family and they'll be right there to help her with this journey. So this is something I believe that we need to look into. If we can create strategies, solutions that are tailored to our own communities, as opposed to just going to the West, taking everything they tell us, hook, line, sinker, and thinking this is how it's going to be, it's the best. Why can't we look at our own cultures? Why can't we listen to the wise words of our ancestors? I'm sure they knew what they were doing, and also get the knowledge from the West and infuse it together and ensure that we create remedies that work for our own culture. Medications are good, but for how long are we going to keep taking medications? I was just talking about something recently on period pains. Do you know that I'm in my 20s? I started my period when I was like 11 or 12. Yeah, and for more than 10 years, every single month I need to go on ibuprofen. Do you know how crazy that is? That for more than 10 years, every single month, I take pain medication. How did our ancestors deal with menstrual pain back then? don't tell me they did not find remedies that were natural, that did not just affect their body system in ways that it shouldn't. So this is just something that's been boggling my mind for a very long time. And during my research, I found something that serious student. I found some of the risk factors associated with cultures that didn't practice Western culture, and how some of these risk factors led to an increase in postpartum depression. They said that there's financial difficulties, not resting after delivery, family problems, obviously, maybe the husband doesn't care enough. Some people said it's spiritual attack. And there's one that I found so important that we need to talk about, is the fact that having female kids when you wanted to have a male kid. In China, with the one-child policy, you can obviously understand where that comes from. Then we also have in Igbo land, especially in Yoruba land as well. We know that some of these our cultures insist that men have a higher value. So maybe a woman who gives birth to a female would feel incredibly depressed because she feels that she has to go through the stigma and stereotype and discrimination that comes with giving birth to all female kids. So these are some of the risk factors that lead to postpartum depression here in Africa, that we can look through and say, okay, these are the things that lead to the increase in postpartum depression. How can we draw up strategies that focuses on these risk factors, as opposed to thinking of the risk factors that happens in Germany, that happens in the United States, and trying to draw up recommendations over there and trying to implement it in this place? It just doesn't work. But that is just my 2 cents when it comes to urbanization and the impact of it on motherhood and postpartum depression. I'm really interested and intrigued by culture. You all know this. I don't know what you guys think as well. Is this something that you have been thinking about? Do you think that urbanization has led to an increase in postpartum depression, or do you think Omugwo is just something that actually gives more stress to the mother? Some people agreed with me earlier and told me that it's not true, Omugwo doesn't help, and I'm like, it does help. That the individuals are horrible people does not make that the ritual is bad. So that is where you need to take that from this vlog. But tell me in the comment section if there are any postpartum rituals that are practiced in your own community. I want to know, I want to learn. But thank you guys so much for watching this week's vlog. I'm going to see you next week. Share, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it.